Mr. Ambani, what have you just done? Germany, China, Russia, Turkey, USA, UK and more. But I mean, just one Indian wedding, and the world cannot stop talking about this. Because the world, particularly the Western world and the Western media, are not merely reacting to or admiring this Indian wedding. They are actually witnessing how some of the most powerful and popular global personalities are gradually learning how to dance to Indian tunes. Yes, from China, Pakistan and Qatar to Turkey and Russia, for a moment it seems that many eyes are focused on this event. But no, it is not just a wedding, it is more than that. Want to know what I mean by that? As India is gradually reclaiming its global superpower status, the Ambani family is riding the Indian growth wave and are quickly penetrating the global economy like never before. So yes, in a way, these wedding events actually reflect the new reality of our world. Because the new India is becoming home to the venues and events where some of the most powerful social media tycoons, billionaires and some of the most popular global celebrities and powerful politicians hang out. Yes, forget the streets of London that are built from money, forget the American streets and cities built on stolen land, and forget the French cities built on colonial loot and through the misery of slaves. This is the new India, our new Bharat, with its hard-earned money, bravely recovering from colonial trauma, on its way to becoming a global destination where the richest and the most powerful get together, meet, greet and celebrate. To start with, let's explore how the media sharks of the Western colonial criminal states are reacting to this. This is the Washington Post. Look at the choice of the words in the headline here. Asia's richest man is hosting a spectacular, vulgar, star-studded wedding. Here, while covering the wedding-related news, this article on the New York Times chose to remind readers about India's poverty. But of course, it doesn't end here. Article after article, multiple Western media outlets frequently highlight the poverty and inequality in India, while showing the shiny pictures of the wedding-related events. As far as the Russian media is concerned, RT decided to quote a person who commented on Justin Bieber showing off his cotton underwear at a billionaire's house. Pakistani media outlets were also extremely keen to cover the wedding. Many Pakistanis on social media were seen commenting on the posts related to the wedding and quietly admiring the wealth and glamour. In Turkey, TRT World and others have covered it, and see this, even this article on TRT Africa refers to it as the wedding of the year. And yes, Al Jazeera did what was expected from them. But I want to understand this. Why are so many around the world full of jealousy when it comes to this Hindu family and their wedding celebrations? And by the way, who are we to decide how and where Indians should spend their money? If Indians want, they can spend more on education. If they want, they can spend it on more cars, homes, weddings, or whatever else they want to. It is their life, their decisions, and their choice. They may not be doing things perfectly, and like others, they will make mistakes and learn from them, right? Can't all the jealous and envious people in foreign countries understand this? Yes, I want to ask Indians and Hindus, when this family proudly displays India's ancient and diverse Hindu culture, does it hurt India? When foreign guests attending these events go back happy and satisfied after receiving great Indian hospitality, and when they praise India or Indians to their followers and fans, does it hurt India? And when Indians spend on their wedding, it doesn't just have a multifaceted impact on economic growth, it also promotes India's soft power and its cultural heritage, right? So when India's soft power grows, how can you say that it hurts India? As observed here, the Indian wedding industry has been estimated at about $130 billion. It's now nearly twice the size of America's. Even the Indian government is now trying to get a bigger chunk of the luxury wedding revenue, with Prime Minister Narendra Modi launching a Wed in India campaign to encourage affluent families to get married in the country. The Ambanis are super rich. They seem to be proud of their Hindu roots. They seem to be very ambitious. They openly display their love for Bharat. Not everyone can digest that. Particularly, it can be very difficult for Bharat's enemies. Besides that, when Reliance's aggressive pricing strategy poses a serious challenge to foreign entrants like Netflix and Amazon, how can you expect India's enemies to be happy about this? As described here, foreign players face a difficult choice. They can either fight with Reliance or get into bed with Reliance. Zuckerberg has chosen to partner with them, while Amazon has decided to fight. But these battles are often very costly and foreigners end up losing. So please tell me, when foreign mega companies end up losing against an Indian company, is it bad or good for India? Reliance and the Ambani family may be far from perfect, but it is quite visible that they are into charity. Funding a mass wedding for underprivileged couples or helping animals here, this behavior touches many hearts. Yes, they are spending money on this wedding, but then, as observed here, Reliance is also getting global boost from this. I mean, their money, their business, their choice, no? Now, there is something I want to say to the media sharks of the Western colonial criminal states that are using this wedding as an opportunity to shame India for poverty and inequality. You, as the descendants of colonists or pirates, or as the descendants of those who settled on stolen land, or as a user of the public infrastructure in your country that was built by that money, or as an indirect beneficiary of India's trillions of dollars that were looted by Europeans, I mean, with all this legacy of loot and your loot-centric development, do you still think that you have a moral standing to comment on India's poverty and inequality? You know what? It is actually Indians who should ask the UK why, after looting $45 trillion from India, there is poverty and inequality in this Christian colonial criminal state. It is actually Indians who should ask the Americans, who are sitting on stolen land and money, why their country still has beggars and inequality. It is actually Indians who should ask Germany why this country, with its genocidal and colonial track record, has such horrible inequality. Western media sharks, you know what? If you have any shame or moral integrity, raise your voice to your colonial or hybrid theocratic regimes. Tell them to return the loot and the stolen land to its rightful owners. Yes, raise your voice to ask the European regimes to return the $45 trillion plus that was looted, so that Indians can reduce their inequality and poverty faster. But if you can't, will you kindly shut up and just watch this ancient civilization bravely recovering from the trauma of European expansionism, and stop displaying your criminal mentality by victim-shaming the survivor nation that we know as Bharat? See you again.